Congratulations. Look how far you've come in this course already. Fantastic. You should be really proud of yourself. Now we're going on. The next lecture is about sexual obsessions. I want to explain some things about sexual obsessions. There are a couple of kinds. First of all, there's the fear of what if I'm gay? Or what if I'm straight? That fear. Then there's also the fear of harming children, having horrific thoughts of having sex with children. Let me explain something. A pedophile is someone who doesn't have a conscience, who actually thinks that it is a loving act to have sex with a child. So if you have a fear of, oh my gosh, what if I'm a pedophile because I'm having these horrific thoughts of having sex with children or my child? No, you're not a pedophile. You have sexual OCD. I want to make that distinction very clear. Plus the fact you're worried about having sex with a child. Pedophiles don't worry about it. They enjoy it, and it's a whole nother serious problem, but it's not OCD. So I want to make that point to you. Okay, I'm going to give you a variety of setup phrases depending on how OCD affects you on this particular fear of sexual obsession. And as always, please feel free to send me a request and a discussion about if you need a particular setup phrase for your particular sexual obsession. If I don't touch on what is real for you, then send me something in the discussion and I will make a specific phrase for you. So here we go. Even though I have this horrific thought of having sex with a same sex, what if I'm gay? Or even though I have this horrific thought that I might be straight and have sex with the opposite sex. Or even though I'm having this horrific thought of having sex with a child, how disgusting am I? I acknowledge this horrific thought. I acknowledge this horrific image, and I'm working on accepting myself in spite of this OCD thought. I deeply and completely accept myself even with these obsessions. Okay, here is your reminder phrase. I am willing to consider the possibility that this is an OCD thought and that I am no longer afraid that I am gay, or I am no longer afraid that I am straight, or I am no longer fearful that I will have sex with a child, even my child. I choose to acknowledge this fear, feel this fear, and release this fear. I choose to acknowledge that this is an OCD thought, fear, feeling, image. I acknowledge it, and I release it. I release this fear. I release this shame. I release this guilt. All these emotions that come up when I have this horrific thought, when I have this horrific image, I now choose to release it because it's OCD. It's not me, it's OCD. It's not me, it's OCD. It's a chemical imbalance in my brain, which I am now correcting on through cognitive therapy, through tapping, through accepting the thought, not believing it, just allowing it to be in my brain, and with a sprinkle of tapping. I guess more than a sprinkle. Take a breath. Blow it out. Now, Do this again 2 more times. And then even if the thought pops into your mind, allow it to be there. Allow it to be there. Tap if you feel fear or shame or guilt to reduce the tapping. And allow the thought to be there. Then go test it out and push back the OCD by taking back your power in that hold a child, shake someone's hand, whatever you need to do to have physical contact, look at a provocative picture of the same sex or the opposite sex or a child. That's the exposure and response prevention. Looking at that which you fear and allowing the fear to be there and release. The EFT helps take that fear down so it's not as intense as if you didn't tap at all. And that allows you to do the exposure and response prevention by facing your fear. Excellent. Okay. We are going on to the next lecture, which is about hoarding.